Hi, this is SAT practice test number 1 and now we are going to do the calculator part. Alright, so question number 1. John runs at different speeds as part of his training program. The graph shows his target heart rate at different times during his workout. On which interval is the target heart rate strictly increasing then strictly decreasing? So strictly increasing and strictly decreasing. It means when it will be increasing, the graph will show a positive gradient, and when it is decreasing, it shows a negative gradient. So now let's look at the options. So between 0 and 30 minutes. So now in the graph we have time in the x-axis, and in the y-axis we have target heart rate between 0 to 30 seconds. So from 0 to 30 seconds, 30 minutes, it is increasing, but it is not decreasing, it is remaining constant. So this is wrong option. 40 to 60 minutes, between 40 and 60 minutes. Now from 40 to 60 minutes, so from 40 to 50 it is increasing, and from 50 to 60 it is strictly decreasing. So this would be the correct option, but we'll see option number C and D as well. So between 50 and 65 minutes. So 50 and 65, this is 50 and over here is 65. So the thing is, from 50 to 60 it is being decreasing, and from 60 to 65 it is increasing, but it says heart rate strictly increasing then decreasing. Over here it's the opposite, it is decreasing first and then increasing, so it won't be the option. Now between 70 and 90, so from 70 to 90, so from 70, like it is increasing from around 75 to 85, and then it is remaining constant. So it is only increasing but not decreasing. So this is the wrong option. So we have the correct option as option B. Question number 2. If y is equal to kx, where k is a constant and y is equal to 24, when x is equal to 6, what is the value of y when x is equal to 5? So first of all, we have to find out the value of k by inserting y is equal to 24 and x is equal to 6 in this equation. So I'll write this equation: y is equal to kx. Now y is 24, we have to find out k, and x is 6. Now I'll divide both the sides by 6, and k is equal to 4. Now I'll use this equation again, and I'll work out the value of y by inserting x is equal to 5. So the equation is y is equal to kx. Now k is 4 and x is 5. So 4 times 5 is 20. So this is option C, that is the correct one. Question number 3. In the figure above, lines L and M are parallel and lines S and T are parallel. If the measure of angle 1 is 35 degrees, what is the measure of angle 2? So these are two parallel lines, L and M and S and T. So this angle 1 is given, that is 35 degrees. So I'll write 35 over here, and we have to find out this angle 2. Now if this angle is 35, so this angle will also be 35, vertically opposite angles. Now if this angle is 35, then we can say that this angle will also be equal to 35 because they are the corresponding angles. Now if this is 35, then this angle will also be 35 degrees, alternate angles. Now these two angles, now they are on a straight line, so the sum of two angles on a straight line is equal to 180. So what I'll do is angle 2 plus 35 degrees is equal to 180 degrees. Now my angle 2 would be equal to 180 minus 35. So this will become 145. So 145 degrees is my correct answer. Question number 4. If 16 plus 4x is 10 more than 14, what is the value of 8x? Now we have to convert this description into an equation. Okay, so it says if 16 plus 4x is means equal to 10. I'll write 10 over here. More than means plus 14. So this is the equation, and we have to work out the value of 8x. So let's find 4x first, and then we'll multiply 4x with 2. It will become 8x. So let's make 4x as a subject. So I'll subtract negative 16 on both sides. So the my equation will become 4x is equal to, this will get cancelled, 4x is equal to 10 plus 14 minus 16. So 4x will become equal to 10 plus 14 is 24. 24 minus 16 is 8. So 4x will become equal to 8. Now because the question says we have to find out 8x, but we have 4x, so I'll multiply 2 on both sides. So 2 times 4x is 8x, and 8 times 2 is 16. So 8x is equal to 16. C would be the answer. Question number 5. Which of the following graphs best shows a strong negative association between D and T? Negative association means that with the increase in D, your T should decrease, or any variable in, if any variable in x-axis increases, so your variable in y-axis should decrease. That is called the negative association. Positive association is if your variable in x increases, then your variable in y should also increase as well. That is the positive association. Over here we have to find out the negative association. So in this case we can say it has a negative association, but it is not that much strong. So let's see the other ones. This is not it is neither a negative nor a positive association. It might be a bit slightly positive association like this, but in this case it shows a strong positive association, and in this case it shows a strong negative association. So this will be option D. Question number 6. 1 decagram is equal to 10 grams. 1000 milligrams is equal to 1 gram. A hospital stores one type of medicine in a 2 decagram container. Based on the information given in the box above, how many 1 milligram doses are there in one 2 decagram container? So we have a we have a container whose volume is 2 decagram. So this is a container, its volume is 2 decagram. I'll represent it with dg. Now in 2 decagram, let's find the total number of grams. So 1 decagram is equal to 10 grams. So 2 decagrams would be equal to 20 grams. And in 1 gram there are 1000 milligrams. So in 20 grams there would be 1000 times 20 milligrams. So 1000 times 20 is 20,000. So the answer would be 20,000 milligram. So in one container of 2 decagram, the total dose would be 20,000 milligram, because one dose is equal to 1 milligram, so the total number of doses would be 20,000. So option D is the correct one. Question number 7. The number of rooftops with solar panel installations in 5 cities is shown in the graph above. If the total number of installation is 27,500, what is an appropriate level for the vertical axis of the graph? Now, this is the horizontal axis, this is the vertical axis. In the horizontal, the cities are being represented with A, B, C, D, and E. And in the vertical axis, we have to give some appropriate label. It could be like, this is 9, so 9 times how much? 9 times 10, 9 times 100, 9 times 1000, or what? So what we will do here is, because the total number of installations are 27,500, so let's count the total number of installations in terms of these numbers that are given in the vertical axis. So in city A, there are a total of 9 installations. In city B, there are total 5 installations. In city C, there are total 6 installations. And in city D, there are 4. In city E, there are 3.5. Now we'll add them up. So 9 plus 5 is 14. 14 plus 6 is 20. 20 plus 4 is 24. 24 plus 3.5 is 27.5. Now we can see the total installations are 27,500. So if we multiply 27.5 with 1000, we would get 27,500 as total. So that's why we will say that in the vertical axis, the label should be in thousands, like 1000, 2000, 3000, 4000 up till 9000. Now let's check the options. Number of installation in tens, no. Number of installations in hundreds, no. Number of installations in thousands, correct. Number of installations in tens of thousands, no, that is a very huge number, so this would be incorrect. So the correct option would be option C. Question number 8. For what value of n is n minus 1 mod plus 1 equal to 0? We have 4 options here. So what we will do, we will insert all the values into n, and let's check the answer if it make it up equal to 0 or not. So let's put 0. N minus 1 plus 1. So in n, let's put 0. So 0 minus 1 plus 1. So 0 minus 1 is minus 1 plus 1. So the modulus of minus 1 is 1. So 1 plus 1, it will make up 2. So it is not equal to 0. Option A is incorrect. Now let's insert 1 in place of n. So I'll insert 1 over here. 1 minus 1 will be equal to 0. 0 plus 1 is equal to 1. So this also didn't equal to 0. So this option is also incorrect. Now let's put 2 in the value of n. So 2 minus 1 is 1 plus 1. So 1 plus 1 is 2. So this is also not equal to 0. So option D is the correct option for question number 8. Questions 9 and 10 refer to the following information. A is equal to 1052 plus 1.08 times t. The speed of sound wave in air depends on the air temperature. The formula above shows the relationship between A, the speed of a sound wave in feet per second, and T, the air temperature in degree Fahrenheit. So now this T is the temperature in this equation, and A represents the speed of sound wave. Speed of sound. Now let's run through the question. Question number 9 says, which of the following expresses the air temperature in terms of the speed of a sound wave? So in this question, we have to make the air temperature as the subject. So air temperature is T. So in this equation, I'll make T as a subject, and let's see. what is the final equation I'll get. So A is equal to 1052 plus 1.08 t. Now I'll subtract negative 1052 on both sides. So on the left side I'll have A minus 1052. On the right side this will get cancelled. Now it is equal to 1.08 t. I'll divide both sides with 1.08. 1.08 on the right side, 1.08 will get cancelled, and t will become equal to A minus 1052 over 1.08. Now which one is the correct option? It's option A. A minus 1052 divided by 1.08. Question number 10. At which of the following air temperatures will the speed of a sound wave will be closest to 1000 feet per second? Now I have written here that equation that was given above. Now it says at what temperature the speed of sound will be closest to 100 feet per second. Now A is the speed of sound. Now and T is the temperature. So at what value this A will be closest to 1000 feet? So what I'll do here is I'll insert all the options in T and we'll see how I'll get A. So if I put negative 46 in place of T, I will get 1052 plus 1.08 times negative 46. So if I insert that first option, I get 1002.32. I'm getting the exact values because we can use the calculator in this section. So now I'll replace 46 with 48, that is option 2. In this case I'm getting 1000.16. I think this should be the option. Anyways, let's put negative 49. So for negative 49 I'm getting 999.08. Now for the fourth option, negative 50, 998. This is quite away from the actual value, 998. So I'll negate this option, I'll negate the first option as well. So there's a we have to choose between option B and C. Now we will see which option is closer. So in option B, the difference between 1000 and 1000.16 is only 0.16, and the difference between 999.08 and 1000 is 0.92. So over here C is not closest, so I'll remove option C and my option B is the correct one. So this value 1000.16 is the closest value to 1000 feet per second. So option B is the correct one. Question number 11. Which of the following numbers is not a solution of the inequality 3x minus 5 greater than or equal to 4x minus 3? Alright, so in this case I will insert all the options into x and I'll check it for the inequality. So let's put negative 1 first. So 3 times negative 1 minus 5 will be equal to negative 8, and 4 times negative 1 minus 3, that will be equal to negative 7. So negative 8 is not greater than or equal to 7. So this could be the option. Now let's check negative 2. So if I insert negative 2 in place of x, so 3 times negative 2, negative 5, so this will become negative 6, negative 5, that will be negative 11. On the other side, 4 times negative 2, negative 3, so 4 times negative 2 is negative 8, negative 8, negative 3, that will become negative 11. Well, this is equal to negative 11 is equal to negative 11, so this is satisfying the equation, so this cannot be the option. Now I'll insert negative 3 in the inequalities, in this inequality. So 3 times negative 3 minus 5. So 3 times negative 3 is negative 9. Negative 9, negative 5 is negative 14. On the right side, I'll insert 4 times negative 3, negative 3. So 4 times negative 3 is negative 12, negative 3. That will become negative 15. Now, this option is negative 14 is greater than negative 15, so it is true. Negative 14 is greater than negative 15, so this will not be our option. Now I'll check for negative 5. 3 times negative 5, negative 5, and 4 times negative 5, negative 3. So 3 times negative 5 is negative 15, negative 5, so negative 15, negative 5 is negative 20, and on the right side that would be negative 20, negative 3, so that will become negative 23. So negative 20 is greater than negative 23, so this is also satisfying the inequality, so this will not be our correct option. So option A is the correct one, because negative 1 cannot be the solution for this inequality. Question number 12. Based on the histogram above of the following, which is closest to the average arithmetic mean number of seeds per apple? So we have to look for the average or the arithmetic mean first for this histogram. Now the total number of apples here are 12, and in 2 apples there are 3 seeds, in 0 apple there are 4 seeds, in 4 apples there are 5 seeds. So what we will do here is we will find out the average number of seeds first. In order to do that, we have to use the formula for the average. So for this one, there are 3 seeds in 2 apples. So what I'll do is I'll multiply 2 with 3 plus there are 0 apples that have 4 seeds. So 0 times 4 plus 4 times 5 plus for this one apple has 6 seeds, so 1 times 6 plus 2 times 7 plus 0 times 8 plus 3 times 9, and I'll divide the whole thing with 12 because the total number of apples are 12. Now I'll just put this in the calculator and I'll find out the answer. So the answer for this whole thing will be equal to 6.08. 6.08, or we can say 6.1. So the closest value to 6.1 in these options is option number C. Option C, 6. So this option C is the correct option. Question number 13. A group of 10th grade students responded to a survey that asked which math course they were currently enrolled in. The survey data were broken down as shown in the table above. Which of the following categories accounts for approximately 19% of all the survey respondents? So this is in this table, our data is given between the courses and the gender. So 35 female took algebra 1, 53 female took geometry, 62 females took algebra 2. Similarly, 4 males took algebra 1, 59 males took geometry, 57 males took algebra 2. The total females are 150, the total males are 160, and Total students are 310. Now let's look at the option, and we have to find out 19% of all the survey respondents. So all the survey respondents are 310. Alright, so females taking geometry. Female geometry. So 53 female are taking geometry. So we will find out the percentage. 53 divided by 310 times 100. Now we can use the calculator here. So 53 divided by 310 times 100 will give us 17.1%. 17.1%. So this won't be the correct option. Now let's try option number 2. Females taking algebra 2. Female algebra 2. 62 females are taking algebra 2. So the percentage would be 62 over 310 times 100. So 62 over 310 times 100, that will give us 20%. So for the option 2, that is 20%. Okay, we can consider it if we do not get any value that is closer to 19%. So I'll put a dot over here. Now males taking geometry. Males geometry 59. So I'll put 59 over 310 times 100. So 59 over 310 times 100 will give us 19.03%. So I think this is the closest value to the 19%. This could be the correct option, but we have to look for the last option as well. It might become exactly equal to 19. So option B is incorrect. Now option D, males algebra 1. Male algebra 1. So 44 males are taking algebra 1. So 44 over 310. Let's see what it gives us. 44 divided by 310 times 100. So it gives us 14.2%. That is way far from 19%. So this option is incorrect. So correct option is option C for question number 13. Question number 14. The table above lists the lengths to be to the nearest inch of a random sample of 21 brown bullhead fish. The outlier measurement of 24 inches is an error. This is the reading. Of the mean, median and range of the values listed, which will change the most if the 24-inch measurement is removed from the data? So which will change the most? So what we will do, I'll remove this value from the data and I'll calculate the mean, median and range for this data. So mean will become the sum of all the values divided by 20. Because I have removed this value, so I'll just take the mean by adding all the values, divide it by 20. Also I'll find out the mean with this value of 24 as well. So mean without 24 and mean with 24. So without 24, I'll write the values in this column, and with 24 I'll write the values in this column. Now I'll choose the calculator and do my working. So without 24, I'll add all the values and I'll divide it by 20. So what I'm gonna do is I'll write the sum of all the 20 values and I'll divide it by 20. So the sum of all the 20 values is 238, and I'll divide it by 20. So 238 divided by 20 would be equal to 11.9. Now with 24, the total sum will become 238 plus 24, that will be 262, and I'll divide it by 21 because now I have included 24. So 238 plus 262 divided by 21, that will give me 12.47 or 12.5. So this is the mean without 24 and with 24. Now let's find out the median. Median, as we all know, that it is the center value. So because this data has arranged in the ascending order, so and without 24 we will have 20 values. So 1 2 7 8 9 10, this is the 10th value and this is the 11th value. So we have to take the average of 10th and 11th number of values, because the total number of values are 20 and median is the center value. If the total number of terms are even number, so we take the average of the central two terms. So here the central two terms are 10th term and the 11th term. So the average of 12 and 12 will be equal to 12. So without 24 the median would be 12, and with 24, if we add 24 into the data, then the 11th term will be the center term, so median will still remain the same, that is 12. Now let's see the range. Range is basically the highest number minus the lowest number. So without 24 the range will be 16 minus 8, because 16 is the highest number, 8 is the lowest number, so range will be 8. And if we add 24 in the data, then the range will become 24 minus 8, because 24 is the largest number and 8 is the smallest number. So 28 minus 24 minus 8 will be equal to 24 minus 8, 16. So you can see, if we add 24 into the data, there is a huge difference between the range. There is no difference between the median, and there is a minute difference between the mean, like only 0.6, but there's a difference of 8 within the range. So range will show the maximum difference. So the correct option is option C. Questions 15 and 16 refer to the following information. The graph above displays the total cost C in dollars of renting a boat for 8 hours. Question number 15. There is a graph. In this graph, on the x-axis we are given the number of hours, and on the y-axis we are given the total cost. As the number of hours increases, the total cost of renting a boat will increase. So in question 15 it says, what does the c-intercept represent in the graph? C-intercept is the point on the graph at which the graph intercepts the y-axis. So this is the c-intercept, or we can say y-intercept. Okay. Now what does this represent? The initial cost of renting the boat. It is the fixed cost that you have to pay no matter what, no matter how many hours you use the boat. Below this cost you cannot rent the boat, so you have to pay initially $5 in order to rent the boat. So this will be the option A. Now let's go through the other options as well. The total number of boats rented, no, because this graph shows the number of hours and the total cost for renting one boat. The total number of hours the boat is rented, no, because c-intercept, it represents the cost. It doesn't represent the total number of hours. So this is also incorrect option. The increase in cost to rent the boat for each additional hour. It will be, but not at time t is equal to 0. Okay, so this will not be the correct option. So it is, the correct option will be option A, because it is the fixed amount that you have to pay no matter how many hours you use the boat. So, or you can say it is the minimum amount to rent a boat, and for each additional hour we'll just keep on adding the amount in hours. So this was question number 15. Question number 16. Which of the following represents the relationship between H and C? Now this is a straight line and we will just derive the equation for the straight line. Alright, on the y-axis represents C. X-axis represents time in hours, so it is H. Now the standard equation for the straight line is y is equal to mx plus c, where c is the y-intercept and m is the gradient. So we know that the y-intercept form of this graph is 5. So c is 5 and m is the gradient. So we have to find out the gradient of this graph. So in order to find out the gradient, I'll take 2 points onto the graph and I'll use the formula to find out the gradient. So I'll pick these 2 points, point A and point B. So the coordinates of point A are 0, 6. The coordinates of point B are 1, 8. Now the gradient will be equal to y2 minus y1. This coordinate is x1, this coordinate is x2, y1. This coordinate is x2 and this coordinate is y2. Now I'll use the formula in order to find out the gradient. So the formula will be equal to y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1, or you can say the change in y-axis divided by the change in x-axis. So y2 minus y1 is 8 minus 6 divided by 1 minus 0. So 8 minus 6 is 2. So m is equal to 2 over 1. M is equal to 2. So 2 is the gradient. Sorry, over here this y1 is 5, it's not 6, so I'll just replace 5 over here. So 8 minus 5 will become 3. So my gradient will be equal to 3. So the equation for this line will be equal to 3x plus 5. Y is equal to 3x plus 5 and x is the variable in the x-axis, that is h. So I'll write h over here, and y is the variable in the y-axis, that is c. So I'll replace y with c. So this will be my equation. C is equal to 3h plus 5. That is option C. That is the correct option. Question number 17. The complete graph of the function is shown in the xy plane above. For what value of x is the value of f of x at its minimum? So this is the graph and we have to find out the value of x at which this graph is at its minimum value. So we can see that this is the maximum value of the graph, because over here we will get the maximum number for x. Over here this is the minimum value of graph. So at this minimum point the value of x should be here. Now one box is equal to 1 unit, so this is origin, so it is 1 2 3 units left from the origin, so x will be equal to -3. So the correct option is option B, -3. Question number 18. In the xy plane, if 0 0 is a solution to the system of inequalities above, which of the following relationships between a and b must be true? So 0 0 is the solution to these inequalities. So what we will have to do, we have to determine the relationship between a and b. So first of all, I'll write these inequalities and I'll make a as a subject in the inequalities. So for the first one, y is less than -x plus a. I'll add x on the both sides of the inequality. So this will become x plus y is less than a, or we can say a is greater than x plus y. Now I'll take the other inequality and I'll make b as the subject. So y is greater than x plus b. I'll subtract x on both sides, so it will become y minus x is greater than b, or I can say that b is less than x minus y. Now I'll remove this whole working and insert 0 0 in the inequality, because 0 0 is a solution. 0 0 means the value of x is 0, the value of y is 0. So if I insert the value of x as 0 and the value of y as 0, I'll get a greater than 0 and b less than 0. It means that a is a positive number, b is a negative number. So if we compare a and b, a will be greater than b. Why? Because if I draw a number line over here, the 0 is here. From 0 towards right, this is a. From 0 towards left, this would be b. So by looking at this number line, I can say that a is greater than b. So option A is the correct option. So this is it for question number 18. Question number 19. A food truck sells salads for $6.5 each and drinks for $2 each. The food truck's revenue from selling a total of 209 salads and drinks in one day was $836.5. How many salads were sold that day? So let's suppose he has sold S salads. So I represent the salads with S and I'll represent drinks with D. So from this information I will get two equations. Number one equation is the total sum of salads and drinks is 209. So salads plus drinks is equal to 209. This would be the equation 1. The other equation will be, because the salad is for $6.5, so I'll write 6.5 S plus, and the drink is for $2 plus 2D is equal to, so if he sells S, like if one salad is of $6.5 and one drink is for $2, so the total revenue that he will generate from selling S salads and D drinks will be equal to $836.5. So this will be the equation 2. Now from here I'll find out the salads. So from equation 1 I'll make D as my subject. So D is equal to 209 minus S, and I'll insert this value of D into equation 2 and work out the value for S. So 6.5 times S plus 2 times D. Now D is 209 minus S is equal to 836.5, and 6.5 S plus 418 minus 2S is equal to 836.5. So 6.5 minus 2S is 4.5S is equal to 836.5 minus 418, because I have shifted this 418 onto the right side and it will be subtracted. Now I'll write it here. 4.5S is equal to 836.5 minus 418 will be equal to 8. Let me just do it. 836.5 minus 418, that will be equal to 418.5. 418.5, and when I'll divide both the sides by 4.5, So the value of S that I'll get is equal to 93. S is equal to 93. So the number of salads that he sold was 93, so option B is the correct one. Question number 20. Alma bought a laptop computer at a store that gave a 20% discount off its original price. The total amount she paid to the cashier was $P, including an 8% sales tax on the discounted price. Which of the following represents the original price of the computer in terms of P? So she has bought a computer for $P, and the price that she has paid has already a discount of 20%, and the price that she has paid, it includes an 8% of sales tax. Now we have to find out the original price of the computer in terms of P. Now because there's a 20% discount, so 20% is discount. So if there was not any discount, then the price that she has paid, that is $P, that price would have been divided by 100% minus 20%. So I'll take 100 as 1. When we convert the percentage into number, 100% will get 1, and this 20% will get 0.2. So the price divided by 1 minus 0.2, that would be 0.8. So that would be the price if she has bought the computer at without the discounted price. Now because the price that she has paid includes the sales tax as well, and that is 8%. So the sales tax will be 100% of the price plus 100 plus 8%, that will be equal to 108%. So when we convert the percentage into a number, it will be like 1.08. Okay. Now because the price that she has paid includes the sales tax, so without the sales tax the price will be more, and with the sales tax the price will be less. So what we will do here is we have to divide this 1.08 with P, so it will become P divided by 0.8 times 1.08. So that is option D. So this is the correct answer for question number 20. Now if it were option A means the price will be multiplied with 0.88, so this will the answer will be a smaller number, but the original price is more than the price that she has paid, so that would be wrong. In option B, if we multiplied the price with only 0.88, that would also be wrong, because what they are doing here is they are doing P divided by 0.8 plus 0.08. That means 80% plus 8%. That would be wrong. The whole thing would be multiplied or divided. The addition sign won't be here. So this is also incorrect. Now if we do this one, then the price that she has paid will be lesser than P. So that will also be wrong. So the correct option is D. Question number 21. The data in the table above were produced by a sleep researcher studying the number of dreams people recall when asked to record their dreams for 1 week. Group X consisted of 100 people who observed early bedtimes, and Group Y consisted of 100 people who observed later bedtimes. If a person is chosen at random from those who recalled at least one dream, what is the probability that the person belonged to Group Y? So now we have to find out the probability in this question, and some data is given in this table. So this is Group X and this is Group Y. So these are the 100 people who have dreamed in Group X, and these are the 100 people who have dreamed in Group Y. So out of those 100 people in Group X, 15 never dream, the people who could recall, they do dream but they are unable to recall it. And from 28 people, they used to recall 1 to 4 dreams, and 57 people used to recall more than 5 dreams. Similarly, this is data given in group 5. Now these are the total, the vertical total, and over here is the horizontal total. This is the vertical total. Now we have to find out the probability if a person is chosen at random from those who recalled at least one dream. What is the probability that the person belongs to group 5? So the probability is the possible outcomes over the total outcomes. The total outcomes will be the persons who recalled at least one dream. Means at least one dreams and more than, like, minimum one dream. So all the persons who have recalled at least one dream, so they are 28 plus 57 plus 11 plus 68. So these are the people who have recalled at least one dream, one or more than one. So the total people are 28 plus 57 plus 11 plus 68. So when we will add them, the sum will be 164. Now the people who belong to group 5, these are the people, 11 plus 68. 11 plus 68, so the people are 79. So these are the possible outcomes and these are the total outcomes. So the probability will become 79 over 164. So part C is the correct answer. Question number 22. Which of the following best approximates the average rate of change in the annual budget for agriculture, natural resources and Kansas from 2008 to 2010? So here we have the options, but first of all we have given a table, so we will look at that table. So this table is about the annual budgets for different programs in Kansas from 2007 to 2010. The table lists the annual budget in thousands of dollars for each of 6 different state programs in Kansas from 2007 to 2010. Okay, in the question we are asked to find out the average rate of change in annual budget for agriculture and natural resources in Kansas from 2008 to 2010. So this is agriculture and natural resources in Kansas. From 2008 to 2010, we have to find out the average rate of change. So first of all, we will find out the rate of change. So the change between these two numbers will be, because these numbers are given in thousands of dollars, so this minus this, and then we will do this minus this. We will get the change from here, we will get the change from here, and then we will take the average, and then let's see what will we get. So for this one, 485,807 thousands minus this value 358,708 thousands. So from here the change that we will get is, let me use the calculator, 358,708 thousands. So the change that we will get is 127,099 thousands. So this is the change that we got from year 2008 to 2009. Now the change that we will get from 2009 to 2010 will be 488,106 thousands minus 485,807 thousands. So this will be 488,106,000 minus 485,807 807,000. So that will be 2299,000. Now these are the changes that we have found. Now we will take their average. So this value plus this value divided by 2. Now 2299,000 plus 127,099,000. We will get a value. Now I'll divide it by 2. So my answer is 64699,000. I have taken the average of these two values. So this is the average. Now this value is close to option number B. So option B is the correct option. Question number 23. Of the following, which program's ratio of its 2007 budget to its 2010 budget is closest to the human resources program's ratio of its 2007 budget to its 2010 budget? Now these are some of the programs, and we have to know the ratio between 2007 to 2010's budget that is closest to the ratio of human resources program. Now let's find out the ratio for the human resources program of its budget of 2007 to 2010. So this value divided by this value. So let's find out the ratio. So I'm gonna use the calculator. So 4051050 divided by 5921,379. So I'll get 0.684. So if I divide 4051050 by 5921,379, I will get 0.684. So the ratio that I'll get for human resources is 0.684. Now I have to look for the ratio that is closest to this ratio among these groups. So let's find out the ratio for the agriculture and natural resources group. So this value divided by this value. So let's see what I'll get. 373,904 divided by 488,106. 0.766. Now for the education, this value divided by this value. 2164607 divided by 3008,036. 0.7196. 7196, or I can say 0.72. That's for the education. Now let's see for the highways and transportation. So this value divided by this value, 1468482 divided by 1773893. That is 0.828. 828. Now the last one is for the public safety. So this value divided by this value, 263,463 divided by 464,233. That is 0.568. 0.568. Now among all of these values, 0.72 is the nearest one. So that is from the education department, education program. So option B is the correct option. Other options, 0.76 and 0.68, there's a difference of almost 0.8, and 0.828 and 0.6, there is also a difference of 0.2. Over here there is a difference of This is at 56, this is at 68. So there's a difference of around 0.12. So this is the nearest one. Education program. Question number 24. Which of the following is an equation of a circle in the xy plane with center 0, 4 and a radius with endpoint 4/3, 5? Now the standard equation of circle is x minus h whole square plus y minus k whole square is equal to r square. Now these h and k are the coordinates of the center. So h is 0 and k is 4. So the left side of the equation will become x square plus y minus 4 square is equal to now r. Now here we have to draw x and y axis. This is y axis. Over here is the x axis. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now this center is at 0, 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, and the endpoints of the radius are at 4/3 and 5. So we will move 4/3 to the right. So 4/3 is equal to 1.33. So let's suppose over here this is 1, this is 2. So 1.33 will be around here, and the y coordinate is 5. So 1.33 towards right and 1 unit towards up, because this is 4 and this is 5. So the radius will be over here. This is the edge of the circle. Okay, so towards right it is 4/3, and in the vertical direction, this is 1 unit. So by using this information we will find out the radius. Now in order to find out the radius is equal to square root distance covered in the x-axis, that is 4/3 square, plus the distance covered in the y-axis, that is 1, so 1 square. So r will become equal to square root 16/9 plus 1. So when we will solve it, it will become square root 25/9. So r is equal to 25/9. So I'll insert r square over here. So r square will become 25/9. This square root will get cancelled with this square. So this will be my equation for the circle, and that is option number A. So option A is the correct one. Question number 25. H is equal to 4.9 t square plus 25t. The equation above expresses the approximate height in meters of a ball t seconds after it is launched vertically upward from the ground with an initial velocity of 25 meters per second. After approximately how many seconds will the ball hit the ground? Now we have given an equation for the function of height, and this t is the time, and we are asked to find out the time after which the ball will hit the ground. So remember one thing, when the ball will hit the ground, the height will become equal to 0, because at the ground the height is 0. So I'll just insert h is equal to 0 and solve this equation for t. So it will be like 0 is equal to negative 4.9 t square plus 25t. Now I'll add 4.9 t square on both sides. This will get cancelled, and on the left side it will become 4.9 t square is equal to 25t. This t will get cancelled from this square, and now I'll divide both sides with 4.9. So this will get cancelled from here. So t will become equal to 25 over 4.9. 25 over 4.9 would be equal to 5.1. So that is approximately equal to 5. So t is equal to 5. So option D is the correct one. So the concept here was to put h is equal to 0 and solve the equation for t. Question number 26. Katrina is a botanist studying the production of pears by two types of pear trees. She noticed that type A trees produced 20% more pears than type B trees did. Based on Katrina's observation, if the type A trees produced 144 pears, how many pears did the type B trees produce? Now, type A trees are producing 20% more pears than type B trees. So let's suppose we say that the pears that are being produced by type B are X. Okay. Now X plus 20% of X, because the type A trees are producing 144 pears. So let's suppose these are the X are the pears of the type B trees. So we will add 20% more pears of type B trees. So type B pears plus 20% of type B pears will be equal to 144 pears. Or in other words, we can say X plus 0.2x is equal to 144. Now this will become, I'll take x common from here, and it will become 1 plus 0.2 is equal to 144. Now x will be equal to 144 divided by, now 1 plus 0.2 is 1.02. So I'll divide 1.02 with 144. After solving through the calculator, I will get 120. So the pears that are being produced by type B trees are 120. So option B is the correct one. Okay, so in this question we just have to suppose that the pears that are being produced by type B trees are X, and we will add 20% more pears of type B, so they become equal to the pears of type A trees. So from here we will solve for x, and we will get x is equal to 120. Question number 27. A square field measures 10 meters by 10 meters. 10 students each mark off a randomly selected region of the field. Each region is square and has a side length of 1 meter, and no two regions overlap. The students count the earth forms contained in the soil to a depth of 5 centimeters beneath the ground surface in each region. The results are shown in the table below. So this is the table in which 10 students have counted the earth forms till the depth of 5 centimeters beneath the ground surface. So 107, 147, 146, and all of these are 10 values. Which of the following is a reasonable approximation of the number of earth forms to a depth of 5 centimeters beneath the ground surface in the entire field? So entire field is 10 meter by 10 meter. That becomes 100 meter square. These are the earth forms in a square of 1 meter by 1 meter. 1 meter by 1 meter. So the area of one square is 1 meter square. So in 1 meter square of area, the earth forms are on average, if we take the average of all of these numbers, that average will become around equal to 150. Okay, so the average of all of these numbers will be approximately equal to 150. It could be more or less, but it will be like around 150. So 150 earth forms are there in an area of 1 meter square, but the total field is 100 meter square. That is 10 times 10 meters times 10 meters, that will become 100 meter square. So the entire region is of 100 meter square. So 150 is in 1 meter square, so in 100 meters square that will become 15,000. So there will be on average 15,000 earth forms in a square field that measures 10 meter by 10 meter. So that is answer C for this one. Question number 28. If the system of inequalities y greater than equal to 2x plus 1 and y greater than half x minus 1 is graphed in the xy plane above, which quadrant contains no solution to the system? Okay, now let's try to graph it. So y greater than 2x plus 1. So y is equal to 2x plus 1 would be, we will go at the y-intercept. This, let's suppose this is 1. So the gradient is 2 and the y-intercept is 1. So the gradient is 2 and y is equal to 1. So it will be like, the line for this one will be like this. Y is greater than equal to. When it is greater than equal to, then we shade the region above the line like this. Now for the other inequality, y is greater than half x minus 1. Half x minus 1. So minus 1 is here, because minus 1 is the y-intercept. Now half x, so this line is steeper than this, so this will be less steep. So half x, because the gradient is half, so it will be like this. It will be like this. Okay, so now if we shade the region, because it is greater than, so I'll shade it like this. The solution region will not touch this line. Now the solution region is here. I'm gonna mark it with yellow color, blue color. So this is the solution region, like this over here. So this blue is the solution region. So this solution region is lying in the first quadrant, second quadrant, third quadrant, but it is not lying in the fourth quadrant. So option C is the correct option, that the solution region is not lying in the fourth quadrant. Question number 29. For a polynomial p of x, the value of p of 3 is negative 2. Which of the following must be true about p of x? Now it means that if we insert x is equal to 3 in the polynomial, the remainder will be negative 2. Okay, now option A, let's look at option A. Option A says x minus 5 is a factor of p of q, which means over from here x will be equal to 5, because x minus 5 is a factor. So we will put x minus 5 is equal to 0. From there we will get x is equal to 5. So if we insert 5 into the polynomial, we will get 0. Why? Because when a number is a factor of the polynomial, the remainder is 0. So in case A, the remainder will be 0, but we want remainder as negative 2. So this will be incorrect. X minus 2 is a factor of p of x, so in this case the remainder will also be 0. So this is incorrect. X plus 2 is a factor of p of x, remainder 0. So this is also incorrect. The remainder when p of x is divided by x minus 3 is negative 2. So over here the remainder is negative 2. So this one is correct, because the remainder is negative 2. Question number 30. Which of the following is an equivalent form of the equation of the graph shown in the xy plane above, from which the coordinates of vertex A can be identified as constants in the equation? Now we have to identify the equation from which we can identify the coordinates of the vertex. So let's find out the coordinate. Let's estimate the coordinates of the vertex from this graph. So you see at A is the vertex. Vertex is the turning point of the graph. So at A, the x coordinate will be 1 and the y coordinate is slightly below negative 15. So I'll take it as negative 16. So x coordinate is 1 and y coordinate is negative 16. So the standard equation for the quadratic function is like this: y is equal to x minus h square plus k, where h represents the x coordinate and k represents the y coordinate. Now when we look at all these equations, although when we'll solve them it will become equal to x square minus 2x minus 15, but the equation that is that can be used to identify the coordinates of the vertex, that will be equation D, because when we compare the standard equation with equation D, this one is the h, that is the x coordinate, and this negative 16 is the k, that is the y coordinate. Alright, so option D is the correct option. Question number 31. White can husk at least 12 dozen ears of corn per hour and at most 18 dozen ears of corn per hour. Based on this information, what is possible amount of time in hours that it could take White to husk 72 dozen ears of corn? So the total dozen ears of corn are 72, and at least it can per hour it can husk 12 dozen, and at most he can husk 12 dozen. So let's find out. First of all, what we will do, in order to find out the time, I will divide 72 with this value 12. So from here I'll get 6. So it will take maximum 6 hours for him to husk 72 dozen ears of corn. This is the maximum, and the minimum time will be equal to 72 over 18. That will give 4 hours. Maximum 6 hours. So the time will be 4 hours to 6 hours. Minimum he can take 4 hours and maximum he can take 6 hours. Question number 32. The posted weight limit for a covered wooden bridge in Pennsylvania is 6,000 pounds. A delivery truck that is carrying X identical boxes, each weighing 14 pounds, will pass over the bridge. If the combined weight of the empty delivery truck and its driver is 45,000 pounds, what is the maximum possible value for X that will keep the combined weight of the truck driver and boxes below the bridge posted weight limit? Now the limit for the bridge is 6,000 pounds and the weight of the truck and the driver is 4,500 pounds, and the weight of one box is 14 pounds. So let's subtract the total weight limit. Let's subtract the weight of the truck and the driver from the total weight limit. So 6,000 minus 4,500. So that will be equal to 1,500 pounds. This is the maximum weight of the delivery. This is the maximum weight for the boxes. Now each box weigh 14 pounds. Now we will divide 1,500 with 14 and we will see how many boxes will we get. So in order to find out the number of boxes, what we will do, we will divide 1,500 by 14. So this will give us 107.14, but we will write 107 because the box cannot be in decimals. So these are the maximum number of boxes that our truck can carry on this bridge, 107. Question number 33. According to the line graph, the number of portable media players sold in 2008 is what fraction of the number sold in 2011? So portable media sold in 2008 are, this is 2008, so the portable media would be 100. Now we have to find out the fraction. So 100 divided by the portable media sold in 2011. So in 2011 the portable media sold are 160. So the fraction will be 100 over 160. So when we will solve it in the calculator, it will become 5 over 8. So this is the fraction. We just simply take the number of medias in 2008 and the number of medias in 2011, and we will divide them and find out the fraction. Question number 34. A local television station sells time slots for programs in 30-minute intervals. If the station operates 24 hours per day, every day of the week, what is the total number of 30-minute time slots the station can sell for Tuesday and Wednesday? Now we have to find out the number of slots. So the number of slots will be equal to the total time in minutes, in Tuesday and Wednesday divided by 30, because one slot is equal to 30 minutes. So Tuesday and Wednesday, so they are 24 hours per day, so in 2 days there will be 48 hours. So 48 hours, and we will time it by 60. That will be total minutes divided by 30. So 48 times 60. So in 2 days the total number of minutes will be 2880 divided by 30. So now we will divide it by 30, and the answer we will get is 96. So the number of slots the TV station can sell are 96. Question number 35. A dairy farmer uses a storage silo that is in the shape of the right circular cylinder above. If the volume of the silo is 72 pi cubic yards, what is the diameter of the base of the cylinder in yards? So there is a cylinder, the height is given, that is 8 yards, and we have to find out the diameter. So let's find out the radius first, and then we'll work out the diameter. So the formula for the volume of cylinder is pi r square h. That is the volume, and that volume is given, that is 72 pi. So we will put the formula of the volume of the cylinder equal to the volume, that is 72 pi. This pi will get cancelled, and our h is equal to 8 yards. So we will insert 8 in place of h, that is equal to 72. We will divide both sides by 8. This 8 will get cancelled. Now 72 over 8 will become 9. So r square is equal to 9. Now we will take the square root on both sides. So r will become equal to 3. As the radius is 3, so the diameter will become double of radius. So diameter is equal to 2r. So diameter is equal to 6. 6 yards is the diameter. The unit will be yards, because the height is in yards, so the diameter will also be in yards. So that is the answer for question number 35. Question number 36. For what value of x is the function h above undefined? So for what value of x, this h of x will be undefined. So a function is undefined when it has a 0 in the denominator. So which means this whole thing should become 0 in order to make this function undefined. So what I'll do here is I'll put the denominator equal to 0 and work out the value of x. So x minus 5 whole square plus 4 times x minus 5 plus 4 is equal to 0. Now I'll just solve it. This will be x square minus 2 times x times 5, that will be 10x, plus 5 squared, that will be 25, plus 4x minus 20 plus 4 equal to 0. Now this is negative 10x, this is positive 4x, so x squared negative 6x, 25 minus 20 is 5, and 5 plus 4 is 9, plus 9 is equal to 0. Now we will solve for x. So for this one, what I'll do is I'll break the middle term. So x squared minus 3x plus 9 will be equal to 0. From here I'll take x as common, so x minus 3. From here I'll take negative 3 as common, so x minus 3 will be here, it will be equal to 0. Now x minus 3 times x minus 3 is equal to 0, so I'll say that x minus 3 whole square is equal to 0. Now I'll take the square root on both sides, and x minus 3 will become equal to 0. So x will be equal to 3. So for x is equal to 3, this function is undefined. So the value of x is 3. Question 37 and 38 refer to the following information. So we have to do now question number 37. Jessica opened a bank account that earns 2% interest compounded annually. Her initial deposit was $100 and she uses the expression 100 times x to the power of t to find the value of the account after t years. What is the value of x in the expression? Now there's a formula for the compound interest, and that formula is principal amount times 1 plus the rate of interest to the power of time in years. Now let's compare this formula with this expression. 100 times 1 plus r to the power of t. Now the principal amount is 100. Over here it will be x. X is equal to 1 plus r, and this t will be equal to this t, which means that x is equal to 1 plus r. Now r is 2%. When we convert 2% into number, it becomes 0.02. So 1 plus 2%. So 2% I can write it as 2 over 100. So x will be equal to 1 plus 0.02. So x will become equal to 1.02. So the value of x over here is 1.02. That's the answer. Now let's move on to the last question of this SAT test practice test number 1, question number 38. Jessica's friend Tyshawn found an account that earns 2.5% interest compounded annually. Tyshawn made an initial deposit of $100 into this account. At the same time, Jessica made a deposit of $100 into her account. After 10 years, how much more money will Tyshawn's initial deposit have earned than Jessica's initial deposit? Now let's find out the total money both have earned. So I'll draw a line here. On the left side I'll put Jessica. On the right side I'll put Tyshawn. So Jessica earned 100 times 1.02 to the power of 10, because the interest rate is 2%, and she has put it in the account for 10 years. For Tyshawn, 100 times 2.5%, it will become 1.025 to the power of 10. Now the total money that the Jessica has earned, I'll find it from the calculator. So 100 times 1.02 to the power of 10, that would be 121.9. $121.9. And for Tyshawn, that would be $128. So now the difference between them would be 121.9. So the difference would be 6.11. So Taishon has earned 6.11 more dollars than Jessica. 121.9, I'll put $sign here. $6.11. This is the money that Taishon has earned more than Jessica. $6.11. That's the answer. And here is the difference between both of the amounts. So this is it for SAT practice test number 1. If you have any question, you can ask me in the comment section, and I'll be more than happy to help you. Thank you.